Professor Ishak Oloyede.
You are taking your A-level, you are coming in, or you are taking your diploma. You take a diploma in mechanical engineering, and you want to go and study mechanical engineering BSc, and you think the balance that you need is for 2 years. Are you telling me that everything done in OND 1 and OND 2, they are equivalent to year 1 and year 2 of university? The answer is no.
The topic of the lecture is the imperative of JAMB in tertiary education in Nigeria, and the audience are prospective young secondary school students who will one day want to write JAMB.
Anybody who thinks he can do anything to help you is a forward. It's not possible. Because, like it was said, even when somebody sees by you, because when some of the people they collect money from you and they give you number 1 A, number 2 B, number 3 C, is not true.
Chairman of the day, Professor Rahman Bello, who is the former Vice Chancellor of the University of Lagos, further encouraged the students to face their studies.
You should know that if you want a federal institution, federal tertiary institution, the one in your catchment gives you more opportunity to get admission than the one that are further away. If you are further away from a federal institution, you are only looking at a 5% chance. But if you take one within your catchment, and most of the ones in the southwest are within your catchment, and you have 80% chance of getting that admission.
There was a question and answer session where parents and the students were of the opinion that government at all levels needs to do more. Bumi Adigu, Ogtv News.
In a related development, empowerment is a major way of encouraging individuals in every sphere and aspect of life to make continuous improvement in self-development. To mark this year's 13th Bagura Day celebration, a vocational skill empowerment program was organized, and it had the presence of the Agura of Bagura, Oba Sabur Babajide Bakri, amongst others. The purpose of the event was to create a unique connection and sense of reciprocation between the people and the palace. Chris Musa completes the report.
The empowerment of an individual is an empowerment of a nation, and empowerment is best served through rapid economic growth and rapid social change. To commemorate this year's Bagura Day celebration, an example of this goodwill is what took place as the people of the community were supported through various methods like provision of sewing and grinding machines, clippers, cash, amongst others, were given to boost their vocational skills. One of the guests at the empowerment program said this act is one that has not been recorded in past events, and as such should not only be emulated by other communities but replicated everywhere.
A very good thing that, if you are so much empowered in the society and you have the capability, you have the monetary capability to help people, these are the kind of things that we should be doing. A good example for others too, that are in the corridor of power, in the corridor of authority in Nigeria to be doing.
The facilitator, Babalaje of Bagura Land, Abdul Bakai Okedara, who was in attendance, said that the people of that community were being given back of what they had done and urged them to make good use of the empowerment.
KBC did well when he gave me the staging title of Babalaje of Bagura. He did well. It's just for them to make use of it so that it will be multiple.
The people of the community thanked the facilitator and the Agura of Bagura for such kind gesture. Chris Musa, Ogtv News.
Cooperative societies have been described as formidable and virile instruments of economic development and growth. It was in recognition of this that the current administration in Ogun State has been according cooperative societies a pride of place as part of the agenda of building our future together. State Commissioner for Community Development and Cooperatives, Honorable Abayomi Unye, said this at the regional celebration of 70th anniversary of the inauguration of cooperative policy of the then Western region in Ogun State, held at the Cooperative Hall, Ashero, Abeokuta. Matthew Shomi reports.
70 years after the inauguration of cooperative policy of Western region of Nigeria, members of cooperative societies in Ogun State gathered in the hall to celebrate the achievements of the policy over the years. Commissioner for Community Development and Cooperatives, Honorable Abayomi Hunye, represented by the Deputy Director of Cooperatives in the Ministry, Mr. Yodeji Ogunjimi, promised the commitment of the Ogun State government to the enhancement of the activities of cooperative societies in the state.
The state has one of the best organized cooperative movements in the country, and this is further complemented by a whole team of seasoned and highly cerebral cooperative professionals working assiduously to ensure that our cooperatives not only operate optimally but also sustainably.
President of Odua Cooperative Conglomerate, represented by Mr. Adewole Ogunkoya, said the celebration provided a unique opportunity to appreciate the efforts of the forebears of cooperative societies in the region.
We cannot but also salute and give glowing tribute to the government of the then Western region, led by the first Premier, Chief Obafemi Awolowo, who then provided an enabling environment and also provided a grant.
President of Ogun State Cooperative Federation Limited, Alhaji Wasiu Olaleye, and Chairperson, State Local Organizing Committee, Mrs. Adenike Ajayi, said the celebration was a milestone in the history of cooperative societies in the region.
A cooperative on its own helps people, is the one we are relying on to help us out of many issues of life, because when there is money, there is life.
It is important to we cooperators simply because we are celebrating the formulation of the policy that address the cooperative movement in the old Western Nigeria.
Delivering a lecture titled The 20th Century Cooperative Movement in Nigeria, the Past, Present and Future, Mrs. Jemila Sibisiriyu encouraged those running cooperative societies today to learn from the examples of the forebears. A question and answer session of a panel discussion on the topic of the day wrapped up the events. Matthew Showme, Ogtv News.
The 25th anniversary of Rental Services Proprietors Association of Nigeria, Ogun State Chapter, marked the end of a leadership administration and the beginning of another. To usher in this new administration, an event was held at Muda Lawal International Stadium, which attracted members from the 4 zones of Ogun State. Ayodeji Oluwumi reports.
Muda Lawal International Stadium, Ashiru, Abeokuta, played host Ogun State Rental Service Proprietors Association, drawn from Remo, Ijebu, Yewa, and Egba zones. The event, which saw induction of new leadership, also marked the 25th anniversary of the association. The immediate past president, Alhaji Salmon Abiodun, appreciated his executives and members of the association for their support during his tenure, as he also seek for the cooperation of members for the new executives.
To my successor, Alhaji Babatunde Adesoya, be a friend to all and enemy to none. Consult widely and wisely before taking decision, and let God be your guardian, and may He never forsake you. Amen.
In his inauguration speech, the new president Ogun State chapter of the association, Engineer Babatunde Adesoya, appreciated his predecessor for the good foundation laid for a continued development for the Rental Service Proprietor Association in the state.
We shall ensure the following during our regime, but not limited to A, uniformity in our prices throughout Ogun State. B, cordiality, peace and love. C, social and welfare among members.
Invited guests admonished the new leadership to do everything possible to sustain the high pedestal the association has reached.
He has a very leadership skill. I know him right from Unstall. So I pray that he continues just as he has been doing.
I want to advise them that they should see that opportunity as a call to service, and they have to make sure that they are united and promote the rental service in Ogun State.
My advice to them is to make sure that
they do what the society, the member of the society need. They must move to the next level in our items.
The new president thereafter inaugurated his executives to captain the ship of the association for the next 4 years. There were award presentations to deserving individuals. Ayodeji Olunmi, Ogtv News.
The hallmark of a good officer in public service is hard work, but there is need to create a conducive working environment for effective service delivery. This was the submission of the State Head of Service, Dr. Nafi Aiguru, during the end of the year party and award ceremony of the Minister of Industry, Trade and Investment in the state, held at the Cultural Center, Kuto Abeokuta. Aderonke Adeyemi reports.
On the heels of the celebration that fills the air during the Christmas season, the Ministry of Industry, Trade and Investment, Ogun State, is joining in the festivities with an end-of-the-year party to celebrate the end of the year 2022 and recognize outstanding staff. Witnessing these events are dignitaries in the state civil service and members of staff of the ministry who are entertained to varieties of musical renditions and drama. Head of Service, Ogun State, Dr. Nafi Aiguru, commended the visionary leaders and staffs who have made
Oyedele gave this charge during the school's Christmas Carol and valedictory service held within the school premises in Okata, Abeokuta. Damilola Odetola reports.
In celebrating the end of a successful academic calendar session, Sultan Foundation Schools organized Christmas Carol and valedictory service for outgoing students. The school proprietress Alhaja Bolanle Oyedele, alongside the secondary school principal, Mr. Olalekon Ogutade, advised the children to show love, demonstrate godly virtues to others, and imbibe all good morals and academic lessons learned.
If we are saying we have achieved, I have really achieved from them. I love them, they have made me proud, and I will forever remember them.
If you don't want your life to be cut short, do not follow shortcut. There is no any shortcut to success in life. You must work for it before you earn it.
Assistants Venerable Adebayo Craig and Venerable Israel Olaleye, in their separate sermons, advised both the children and parents.
We come together for Christmas Carol. We are here, we gather together in the presence of our Creator to remind ourselves and to commemorate the birth of Jesus Christ.
Listen to their teachers, they learn whatever they teach them. They should adapt to the system of the school, which the basic is discipline and the fear of God.
The children, after several acts and musical renditions, expressed their excitement at the glamorous occasion.
Today is one of the most important days in my life. The experience in this school has been wonderful because this school has really impacted a lot into my life.
I feel so excited today because today is a day being expected of me for a very long time. At the end of everything, we later made the school happy.
Highlights of the event include art exhibition, choreography, Christmas songs by the school choir, presentations of awards, as well as goodwill messages from parents. Damilola Odetola, Ogtv News.
Abeokuta community in Ogun State has continued with its empowerment program to members, and this time around it was the turn of people with disabilities, as they promised to come out en masse and vote for all APC candidates in the 2023 general elections. Details in this package.
Giving to the needy is one of the deeds pleased by Allah, and its reward is immeasurable. This is what Arewa community is doing to the people within its community to make them have a sense of belonging. Chairman of the community, Alhaji Shehu Usman, while meeting with the people with disabilities, raised their hopes and prepared their minds for what is needed of them as the 2023 elections draw near.
Or just not to, be overconfident. We should go out and make sure that we bring out people to vote for him en masse so that he can overwhelmingly win his election.
The Iowa community unanimously endorsed Asiwaju Bola Ahmed Tinubu as president and Prince Dapo Abiodun as governor as they pray for the success of all APC candidates come 2023 elections. Special Assistant to the Ogun State Governor on interethnic matters said the empowerment program will go a long way at putting smiles on the faces of his people as he appreciated Governor Dapo Abiodun for identifying with them.
And His Excellency Dapo Abiodun has did a whole lot in terms of inclusiveness in this governance. So we have to extend the gesture to all our people across the state. On that note, we bring our people together, especially disabled in the state, for a prayer section for His Excellency Asiwaju Bola Ahmed Tinubu and Dapo Abiodun, respectively, for the election come 2023, and also extend an empowerment gesture to them all, which they duly appreciate.
Seriki Ausawa of Egbaland, Alhaji Ibrahim Hassan, who spoke on behalf of the leaders to the people with disability in Sabo area of Abeokuta, appreciated the gesture. The beneficiaries were presented with cash and food items.
Justice Sylvanus Origi of the High Court of the Federal Capital Territory in Abuja has declined to grant a motion seeking to stop the new cash withdrawal policy of the Central Bank of Nigeria. The application was brought before the court by 10 named applicants for themselves and on behalf of 20 million Nigerian citizens who do not use banks. Although the decision by the court was taken on Tuesday, the court processes were obtained by journalists in Abuja on Thursday. President Muhammadu Buhari, Attorney General of the Federation, Central Bank of Nigeria, and the Governor of the Central Bank of Nigeria, Godwin Emefiele, were listed as respondents. The 68th Jalsa Salana Conference of Ahmadiyya Muslim Jamaat of Nigeria has kick-started with a press conference chaired by the Amir Al-Aji Alatoye Abdulaziz at the headquarters of the sect at Ojokoro, Lagos State. The conference is the first to be held after the COVID-19 pandemic outbreak in 2019. Details are in this package.
Ahmadiyya Muslim Jamaat Nigeria is to hold its 68th Islamic Conference, Jalsa Salana, from December 23rd to 25th, 2022. The three-day event will be chaired by the Amir, Ahmadiyya Muslim Jamaat Nigeria, Alhaji Alatoye Folorunso Abdulaziz.
In this respect, let me begin by thanking and glorifying Almighty Allah for His infinite mercy and providence that we emerged from the pandemic unhurt, and we are now back to our annual conference.
According to Alhaji Abdulaziz, the conference, which would feature several activities, is themed "Our Paradise is in Our God."
To explore and dissect the various important dimensions of the God-centered theme, various lectures to be delivered by erudite scholars have been slated for the event. Furthermore, in line with the long tradition of the Jamaats in the areas of advocacy and promotion of education for all, there will be academic awards for members of Ahmadiyya Muslim Jamaat of Nigeria who distinguished themselves in academics in the last 3 years from various institutions of higher learning at home and abroad. Our features of the event will include exhibition, solemnization of mass nikah, marriage, and medical outreach, among others.
The 68th Islamic Conference would be held at Ahmadiyya Muslim Training Center, Owode Ilaro, Ogun State.
It's time to join Dominic Abeha for business news.